Well, it's time for another little story here. Anybody that's been acquainted with me for even a short period of time knows that there's not a greater loyal customer for the Waffle House than I am. Now, the Waffle House is that most southern of all institutions. Now, some people think it's the Southern Baptist Convention, but I'm pretty well convinced it's got to be the Waffle House. This is the story of the first time that we ever visited. I call it our weekend vacation at the Waffle House. In the fall of 1955, I was about 5 years old. My daddy came home one day from work and said that we were going to go to Atlanta for the weekend. It was very unusual because he regularly worked 6 days a week and often 7. The only weekend trips we ever made were to visit my paternal grandparents, who lived about 75 miles from Chattanooga in the Little Harmony community near Lynchburg, Tennessee, the home of Jack Daniel. It was very exciting because Daddy said we were going to go to the Atlanta Zoo and the Cyclorama at Grant Park. I was not quite sure what all that meant, but it sure did sound fun. He also said that he wanted to visit this new restaurant that had just opened on Labor Day in Avondale Estates in a Atlanta suburb. That didn't mean much to me, but it turns out it was the very first Waffle House. He had read an article in the Sunday Times about a new restaurant concept. Now, my daddy grew up on a farm, and he loved his country ham. The article mentioned that the new Waffle House served country ham. Well, he'd never heard of such a thing in his whole life, and he could not believe it. He had to check it out for himself. Thus, we made our first pilgrimage to worship at the Waffle House. The country ham sure lived up to Daddy's expectations, and I have been a devoted follower and member of the Waffle House congregation now for over 67 years. I expect I may be one of their longest running adherents. Why, just this morning I had country ham and eggs with a little white toast and grape jelly, a touch of grits, and some strong black coffee. I don't know if it tasted as good to me as it did to my daddy all those years ago, but that country ham is still pretty damn good. I expect I'll be back, so I'll see you folks soon at the Waffle House corner.